Hi everyone, this is Mindy
And Avery.
So this class will be probably about a 45-minute, little bit of a slower flow today. And we're going to try, this is an experiment. I'm going to teach, Avery's going to practice, we'll, you can see our heads, we will, anyway, this is an experiment, we'll see how it works. It will be a little bit of a slower flow class. I'm going to leave almost all chaturangas out of it. So we'll be holding some poses, maybe a little longer, and holding some stretches a little longer, something a little, not more restorative, but just a little easier on the body, while still being challenging and also relaxing, I hope, especially at the end. If you want to play your own music, you can pull up Spotify and just search chill yoga playlist or chill playlist, and that should be perfect.
Or you also have some on your...
I do, but I don't know what my Spotify username is a number, so I'll share it the next time. Also, if you subscribe, I think you can choose to get some notifications when we post. We are going to be posting a bar class tomorrow, and probably on Wednesday a strength class. So we're trying to post 3 new classes every week. So let's see how this goes. Right. So let's start practicing child's pose today. Can we share water? Yes. So knees nice and wide. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can grab a folded up towel to put under your forehead. You also can put your elbows on the mat if that seems a little better. But wherever you are, see if you can just get a little heavy, kind of snuggle your rib cage between your thighs. Take a slow inhale, and then open your mouth and exhale. Nice. So really get rid of all the air. I think we exhale a lot and sometimes don't get rid of it all. Let's try it again. Breath in. Exhale, open your mouth. One more time, inhale. Big exhale. So I still will cue Ujjayi breath here, which is a cyclical inhale and exhale through the nose. But make it nice and soft and relaxing. And if that doesn't work for you, I just want you to be really chill today. This is a practice if you've been feeling stressed or if feeling anxious or you have been maybe working out more than you usually do. This will be a good practice just to calm your nervous system and to gently strengthen and relax your muscles. So get ready. Go ahead and walk your hands out a little bit and go ahead and lift the elbows up and then walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. Maybe come off the mat a little bit, Abe, so really go a little bit further and reaching, especially with your left hand. And you can even kind of push your left hip gently over. Breathe in on the left side of the body and notice how the rib cage expansion deepens the stretch, and then exhale. And then go ahead and walk over to the other side of the mat, nice and long. You can walk your hands off the mat. Breathe into the right side body. Nice. One more inhale here. And on your exhale, walk up through center and come into table pose. So situate yourself so Avery's perfect here with shoulders, elbows, and wrists all in one line, hips and knees in one line. And so let's do some cat-cows. Inhale, tilt your pelvis forward. This is actually a forward tilt. Pull your shoulders back behind you, look up, and exhale, round through the spine. Tilt your pelvis backward and round through your thoracic spine, chin to chest. So move through a few of those. Breath in on your cow pose. And exhale for your cat. Move through front to back, and you can just do you, Avery. So you can do some classic front to back cat-cows, and then start to get into your body a little bit here. Again, if you've been sitting a lot, your low back may feel stiff, your hips. We have a little tension in our shoulders and hips. So really make an effort here to bring your awareness to those and your breath to those body parts and let them go. Like physically think, all right, let go, relax. and these are joints that are meant to be moved in all directions. Okay, not just front to back or side to side. So a couple more breaths here. Nice. Perfect. And then make your way just to a gentle table pose. From here, keep your left hand where it is. Float your right hand up to the ceiling and look up at it. Yeah. So press your left hand down and over so you open up a little more. Take an inhale. Exhale, thread the needle round. Put the right side of your head on the mat. And so notice how Avery isn't squishing her, and it's hard with her. Her ear isn't squished up, so it's just the top of her head on the mat, not her right cheek. And then we're going to do that 2 more times. So push into that left hand. Inhale. Rotate open. And exhale round. And really feel that nice stretch behind your right shoulder blade. 1 more time. With your breath, inhale, open. And exhale round. And hold here. Again, a nice strong neck. And if you want to gently bring your left leg back behind you, you can. Extending it back, that's up to you. You don't have to. You can leave your left leg where it is. I'll do that real quickly. You can bring your left leg, keep it where it is, and take your left hand forward. Or you can actually do both. It's up to you. So 1 more breath here. Nice. Bring your left knee back in. Unwind, push into your left hand. Look up, neutralize that spine, and place your hand down. And do the same thing on the other side. So float your left hand up, push your right hand down and over to the right, just a little more to open. And then exhale, thread the needle. Nice, 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Nice, 1 more of those. Breath in. And exhale. Really reach actively and stretch through that left shoulder blade. And then whatever she wants to do here, she can take 1 hand up. I'm just having her demo something else. Usually, probably you would want to do the same thing on both sides, but there are lots of options here. Just be super careful of your neck. 1 more breath in. And exhale wherever you are. Unwind yourself. Look up, take an inhale, and exhale. Take your left hand down. Do a wrist stretch here. So maybe the backs of your hands to the mat. Just give those wrists some love. Some people like to do this. Yeah, put your hands down like that. Yeah. To me, that feels really good on the inner. You can shake out your wrists, whatever feels good. Yeah, and then when you're ready, make your way to your first down dog. Nice. Yeah. Do always make sure that you're on your mat, not partially off, especially if you're on hardwood floors. Spreading your fingers nice and wide, pressing your palms down actively and forward like you're trying to stretch the front of the mat. Lifting your hips, keeping that nice long spine. Sinking your heels. Let's drop your right heel down to the mat, bend your left knee a lot. And then switch, drop your left heel. Yeah, do that a couple more times with your breath. If you catch yourself holding your breath, take a moment, reconnect with your smooth, cyclical breath. Yeah, let's take our heels way up, and then drop your knees over to the right, not your knees, your heels over to the right. Yeah, and then bend deeply into your right knee. Oops, nope. Bend deeply into the right knee and really stretch the left side of the body. And then come back through center. Up and over, bend deeply into the left knee. Excellent. And then come back through, lift up on your heels, and sink your heels. Sorry, cleaning up a mess. Inhale, float forward to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, forward to plank, floating forward, nice and strong. Lift your hips and press your chest back to down dog. 1 more time, high plank on your inhale. And exhale, down dog. Go ahead and walk your feet up to your hands. And then take a ragdoll pose here. So take your feet nice and wide, hip width or even wider depending on what feels good. Avery's grabbing her elbows. You can do that. You can let your hands hang. You can make a nice figure 8 here with your body. Really take some good movement here. You'll pull that low belly in, that space below your belly button. Yeah. A couple more breaths. Let your weight tip slightly forward to the ball mounts of your feet. Relax your toes. Nice. And then release your hands. Bend your knees a lot, decent amount, Avery, and put your hands on your mid-thigh. Yeah. And then do a few cat-cows from here. So press into your thighs round. And then inhale. Kind of drop your belly. Yeah, look up. Do 2 more of those. Round here. Push into your thighs. And then inhale. Little spinal extension. Get long and lift your chin. 1 more time. Big round. Exhale. And then inhale. And then do a roll up from here. So round your spine again and press into your thighs. Then roll up mostly from your mid to upper back. Stack the vertebra in your thoracic spine and roll your shoulders back and down. Nice job. Inhale. So take your feet a little closer together. Take a big inhale. Reach up for Tadasana. Look up. And then grab your left wrist with your right hand. Your left wrist with your right hand. Side bend to the right. So if you need to take your feet wider to feel more stable, you can do that. Let your hip drop out. And then open that left rib cage up a little, kind of like you're trying to look under your left arm. And then inhale back up through center. Grab the right wrist and lean over to the left. And then open up through the right rib cage just a little. Look up under your arm. Nice. Breathe here. Inhale. Release back up into mountain pose. Cactus your arms. Press your hips forward. Lift your sternum like someone's pulling a string here. Nice, because that takes all that pressure out of the low back. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale, reach up, Tadasana. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's take a breath together. Inhale. Nope. just hold on and just take 1 breath as we sit here. And this is called Samastitihi, which basically just means you're standing at attention, ready to begin your practice. Just 1 breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and just let anything go that doesn't work for you. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhale, lots of confidence, all that good juju. And exhale out any negativity. Let that go for this practice. All right, drop the hands down. Inhale, reach up, look up for Tadasana. Let's take an open arm twist to the right. So left hand forward and right hand back, yeah. And push this right hip forward. Stand nice and tall and working on spinal mobility in your neck, looking back to the right hand. Awesome. And then inhale, Tadasana, sweep your hands up, nice. Open arm twist to the left. But she's going to want to push her left hip forward, which is she's going to feel this twist up here in this upper left quadrant of your back. Look over that left hand, reach and try to expand your wing, span a little bit more. And then inhale for Tadasana. Perfect. Exhale, take a forward fold here so you can bring your hands through heart center or you can push the walls away. Inhale, halfway lift. And then soften your knees and bow forward. I have my big toes to touch. Avery has her feet close together too. But if you want to take your feet a little further apart, you can. So soft knees here. Take a flat back. Inhale, come up to standing. All the way up for Tadasana. Nice and tall. Let's take a side bend to the right. Yeah. And then inhale through center. Side bend to the left. Inhale. Mountain pose. Cactus the arms 1 more time. Lift that sternum. Pull up. Exhale, Tadasana, sweep up. And palms together. We're going to do 1 more sun breath. So inhale, sweep up for Tadasana. Reach up. Take a big breath in. And really lengthen your spine as you fall forward. All the way down. Excellent. And then inhale, halfway lift. Look at this. So stay here and breathe. So drop your head just a little bit. Look at how flat her back is. This is what you want in your half lift. It's nice long spine here. And then take an inhale, lengthen a little bit more. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana, soft knees, reverse swan dive, reach up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Perfect. Inhale, reach up for mountain pose. Exhale, ride your breath down, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to step our left foot back for low lunge. So set your left knee on the mat. This is called Anjaneyasana. So let's today clasp your hands and put your hands on your upper knee. So just like this, yeah. So as you're shifting forward slightly, you're pushing back and away. So it's like you're trying to create space between your upper thigh and your low belly. Pull the shoulders down, lift the chin. Breathe. Square up the hips so they're nice and square. Right, so you should feel this in your hip flexor. And really push actively down in that right foot and maybe even slightly drag the heel back so you feel your hamstring activate. Now just for a breath, reach your hands up if it works for your low back. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, shift backward for half splits. So if this bothers your knee, you can reach down and double up your mat on the left side. You should have your knee and your hip kind of stacked, so maybe shift forward just a little bit more. Slide your heel forward. Yeah, perfect. But see how she's got this little bend in her knee? You want that slight bend in your knee, and you see how her back is nice and flat here. You want that too. Nice. Go ahead and crawl forward. Curl your left toes. Pick your left knee up off the mat. Take your left hand down and sweep your right hand up for easy twist. And again, working on spinal health in your cervical spine by looking up to your hand if that works. And then keeping the twist, take your palm forward and reach forward. Nice. Take an inhale here, look down and touch down, step back to downward facing dog. Let me know if you want water. Okay. Inhale and exhale. So let's lift the right leg. So I just splashed you. Right leg up one more time, or not one time, but inhale, float your right leg up. Open up and stack your hips here. Oh, wow. I don't know what that was.
That was my hand.
Keep the leg straight this time. Lengthen. Nice. Push into that left arm. Now, square your hips up and step through for a high lunge. So you notice how strong she was when she stepped through? If that is hard for you, you can always step through and then grab your foot and then come on up. So nice and high on that heel or on that toe, really strong in your belly. Open arm twist to the right. So left hand forward and right hand back. Nice. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, back to high lunge. And then let's open up to warrior two. Yeah, so heel toe your foot to the middle of the mat. So if I drew a line from this heel to here, you kind of bisect the foot. Yeah, reverse warrior to downward facing dog. So I'm not going to cue any vinyasas today. Feel free to do that if you would like. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Breath in, come forward. Exhale, back. Last time, inhale, strong plank. Exhale, down dog. Walk or step to the top of the mat. So however everyone wants to get there is fine. She can step, she can hop. Yeah, either way. Find a little length here. Again, tabletop that back, long spine. Exhale, soften and bow forward. Beautiful. Inhale, Tadasana, so strong back, soft knees, reach up. Palms together, exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Did we do this on the other side? Step your left foot back. No, we didn't do it this way, did we? Step your right foot back. Yeah, and put your right knee on the mat. So place your hands on that left knee, and then lean forward. So you really, oh, hello, wait, we don't want that. So when you're in this low lunge, it's meant, again, to be nice and strong in the left side of the body, but also to create some length in your right hip flexor. So this is really not it. See if you can scooch your left foot forward and lean forward a little bit. Yeah, and then press actively into your left knee. Press away at the same time you're leaning forward. But as soon as you feel anything in your low back, just back off a little bit. Relax your toes. Nice. And then if you can, if it works for you, lift your hands up. If that doesn't work, stay right here. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, half splits. So if you have blocks or pillows or something to put your fingertips on, do that. Keep your spine nice and long here. Keep your left knee with a micro bend and pull the left toes toward you. And breathe. One more inhale. Soften that left hamstring. Relax it. Exhale, walk forward. Curl your right toes under. Pick up your knee. Right hand down and left hand up. And again, if you have a block or something sturdy, you can put it under this right hand. But really working again on mostly in the upper and mid back for a twist. And then turn the palm forward, reach forward, but look, she didn't change her twist at all. And push into that right hand a lot. Get out of that right, yeah, that was beautiful. Take an inhale here, and on your exhale, look down and touch down. Step back to downward facing dog. Awesome. Breathe. Inhale, float your left leg behind you. Open up and stack your hips here. Keep your legs straight. Yeah. Take an inhale. Now square the hips and step through for a high lunge. Awesome. Fingers are active. Belly is active, back is active. Open up to warrior two. Nice. So really strong here in her warrior two. Gaze is over her left middle fingers. Yeah, and her knee is coming out toward the pinky toe. Reverse. Nice. And then place your hands on the mat and step back to downward facing dog. Breath in. On your exhale, bring your chest toward your thighs. Nice. Go ahead and walk to the top of the mat. Take your feet about hip width apart. So your choice here, you can do another ragdoll pose, or you can grab your big toes with your first two fingers. So they go between your big toe and your second toe. Wrap your hands around your toe and use those toes to pull on. Knees are soft. Your head is relaxed. Your weight is forward. Don't forget to breathe. Nice. And release your toes. Bring your feet back together. Find chair pose. Sweep your hands up. Inhale for Tadasana mountain pose. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, sink down into chair pose. Let's do an open arm twist in chair. So take the right hand forward. Pull that right hip forward. Nice. Breathe here. And then as you sweep your right hand forward, we're going to take one-legged mountain pose with your left leg lifted. So float up, one-legged mountain pose. Hold and breathe. Push actively into your right leg. Flex those left toes up toward your shins. Nice. And then sink back down into chair pose. Forward fold. Nice. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow forward. So you really want to move meditatively, almost like you're moving through like water or jello or something really viscous. So in this practice, try to move nice and slowly. So inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Reach up. Nice. Exhale, chair pose. Yeah, keep the chest lifted. Shift your shins back. Nice. Open arm twist to the left. Keeping that left hip forward. It always feels like an awkward twist when you push that hip forward. Nice. So expand your wingspan both directions on your inhale. And then you're going to float your left leg up and right leg up in one-legged mountain pose. Nice. So just find your drishti, your gaze, something that's not moving, but it's almost an unfocused feeling. Nice. Take an inhale here, just grow a little taller. Exhale, chair pose. Let's do that one more time. Sweep your right hand back on your inhale, open arm twist. Nice. Your left leg comes up in one-legged mountain pose, float it up. Let's find figure four here. Left ankle to right knee. So notice right away, her chest stays high, but her hips come back. Now if this bothers your knees, okay, back off or come into one-legged mountain. You also can keep this foot really flexed and that protects your knee. Nice. Inhale back into one-legged mountain pose. Let's step back to high lunge. Yeah. Open up to warrior two. Take a reverse. So flip that palm, reach up, 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 up. Yeah. And then side angle. So just the forearm to the knee. So let's just go straight up today for side angle. Rotate the ribs back just a little. Pull the right hip slightly in and under. And really fire up your left inner thigh. So turn your toes in just, yeah. Beautiful. Nice. Take an inhale. On your exhale, back into reverse warrior. Really get nice and big and long. And then tee out your arms. So look forward. Let's just come back into one-legged mountain pose. So you're just going to sweep your left leg up. Nice. And sink down into chair pose. Awesome. Open arm twist to the left. Left hip forward. Yeah. Nice. One-legged mountain pose with your right leg lifted. Left leg, right leg. Right leg lifted.
Yeah.
Awesome. Figure four. Ankle to knee. Hips are high, your spine. Honor the natural curvature of your spine. That's what she's doing. But so you don't want to tuck under or do something unnatural. But do keep your belly nice and tight and flex that right foot. Back into one-legged mountain. And then carefully step back for high lunge. Yeah, nice. Warrior two. Make your transition smooth, soft. Pull the right hip back a little bit more. Warrior two. Yeah, nice. Now flip that palm. Reach straight up first and then back. Nice side angle pose. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Looking straight up. It's really important to move your gaze around in yoga. It helps with your balance. Again, it helps with your focus. It also helps with mobility in your neck. Nice. Now back to warrior two. Nope. And then we didn't reverse that one. And then coming back into one-legged mountain pose. So float your right leg up. Chair pose. Forward fold. Nice. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, step your left foot back for high lunge. Perfect. Inhale here and exhale, open to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. So Avery's pretty good in her stance. If you were wider in warrior two, maybe narrow up your stance a little bit more. And then she's going to lean forward, reach, reach. And then wherever her hand lands right here, so right on your, about mid-shin is where you are meant to be. And if you have tight hamstrings, you can bring your hand up a little bit more. Yeah, just try not to smash your knee. And then you're going to want to come back, and pull your ribs in. So, like I could make her into a little sandwich here because she's all in one plane. Nice. And we don't want to hyperextend this knee at all. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then keeping that big wingspan, reverse triangle. So you're just going to push into your right toes. Take it up and around. And what I like to do here, and it's up to Avery if she wants to, I like to grab my right wrist and give it a pull, just for a little extra stretch. Awesome. Push this hip forward a little bit, yeah. Excellent. Back into Warrior Two. We're resisting the air, breathing here. Beautiful. Nice. Now I'm going to have Avery put her hands on her hips. And then just rotate her torso around to the front. Be careful of your knee. And then come into tree pose. So you're going to lift up. Take your time. You can grab that ankle. So you can put your foot here, anywhere, actually. You can even kickstand your foot. But you don't want to dump down into your right hip. Push actively into the right hip. Nice. 2 more breaths here. Somebody needs their toenails clipped. Go ahead and bring your foot forward into one-legged mountain pose. Your left foot.
Let's reiterate that we're talking about the dog who needs
Yeah,
their toenails clipped, because
the dog, not Avery. Nope, she's good. Float, keeping your foot leg right where it is. Float your hands backward and kind of behind you like jet plane wings. And then keeping your right leg really soft, hinge into airplane pose. Yeah, so find some equanimity here and balance. Relax and surrender. Really try to relax your breath. Nice. And then step back for high lunge on your inhale. And then step back into chair pose on your exhale. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart center. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Remind me if I forget something. Exhale, chair pose. Let's take a twist here before we move on. So palms together and twists. So try to take your right elbow to your left knee. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you can just twist like this. Or also, if by chance you're pregnant, this is a great way to do that. Nice. And then come back through chair, sweep your hands up. And then palms together, breath in on your, and then exhale on your twist. Nice job. Pull your right hip back a little bit. You want to keep your hips square to protect your low back during the twist. Back into chair pose on your inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Excellent. Find a halfway lift, tabletop your back, and step your right foot back for high lunge. So let's get, nice. Take an inhale, sink nice and deep, and then open up to Warrior Two. Yeah, so on a high lunge, you want your feet on parallel lines, but when you go to Warrior Two, heel toe your foot to the middle of the mat, so you're on a little tightrope. And then reverse, back to two, and then Avery's going to straighten your front leg, adjust your stance as you need to, as you feel good, and then reach, hinge, hinge, hinge. Don't let that right shoulder drop forward at all. And then just drop that hand down into triangle. And if there was someone, if you had your teacher there, just imagine that they're just gently pulling you back toward them. Beautiful. This is fabulous. She doesn't charge me very much. So again, try not to hyperextend your left knee. Keep your ribs pulled in. Keep the right chin drop down, drop toward the right shoulder. One more inhale here. And on your exhale, reverse triangle. Push into those left toes and really kind of try to push your hip forward a little. And then again, I like to reach up and grab my left wrist and give myself an extra stretch. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Take an inhale, grow a little longer. Exhale, warrior two. Hands on your hips. And then just rotate forward first. Make sure your left toe is directly toward the short end of the mat. And then launch your way into tree pose. And it doesn't have to be right away. So you can take a couple of steps. Find your focal point. And make your way into tree. And again, anytime that you can just kind of soften, and try not to let your mind wander in a balanced pose. Keep your gaze soft and your breath soft. Nice. Take an inhale. One-legged mountain pose. Still. Oh, no, I remember what we did. Take your hands, wing them back. So turn your pinkies kind of, so you want to turn your pinkies kind of like this, almost like they're going in. Nope. Do it for me. Like you're trying to hold a beach ball with your pinkies up and thumbs down. Yeah. And now, soften your left knee and make your way into airplane pose. Keep your chin lifted. Keep a little up dog in your chest and find one thing to look at. And then breathe. Take an inhale here. Chair pose. Forward fold. Take your feet mat width apart. And turn the toes out slightly. And then you're going to start to bend into Malasana pose. So right here, if this is difficult for you, you can grab a pillow, you can grab a block, something to sit on. If that doesn't work for you at all, feel free just to take your feet a little bit wider or stand this way on your mat and give yourself just a little inner thigh stretch, moving side to side. If you're in Malasana, you want that long spine, your low belly pulled in, your pelvic floor, so that's the muscles that you use to stop yourself from peeing, you want those to be nice and engaged. Yeah, so lengthen your neck. Beautiful. Relax the muscles in your hips and your glutes. 3 more breaths here. Nice and slow and controlled and soft. When we're in these still poses, really remind yourself to stay present. The world is out there for you after you're off the mat. So give yourself the gift of stillness. So taking your hands down onto the mat, slowly lift your hips, but make sure you turn your heels and your toes so that they go the same direction. And then again, either a ragdoll pose or some kind of forward fold that feels good. And whenever you're in flexion like this, you guys, you never want to lock out your knees. Ever, ever, ever. Always want to keep your knees soft. That takes some pressure off of your low back. Nice. And then release your elbows. Let's go ahead and put your knees down on the mat, or just come down onto the mat. Yeah. I'm trying to think what we're going to do. I think instead, okay, I'm going to make you come back up.
Okay.
All right, so let's start out. Let's come back into down dog. And then I want you to bring your hands a little bit closer together. And then Avery's going to take her right leg up and back. That's your left leg. And then step to the outside of her right foot, or right hand. There you go. And then take your heel on and your toe off. And then take your left knee, put it down. Yeah. And this is called lizard pose. So really here, you've created a little space for your hips. There's a bunch of things you could do. Okay, you can just hang out here. If your body allows it, you can come down onto your elbows. You can allow your right knee to fall out. If this bothers your left kneecap here, you can reach down, double up your mat. No, it's okay. Double up your mat like this and just put your knee on it. You can self-assist by gently pushing your knee out. Another thing you can do is curl your left toes under and lift your left knee up. It's kind of one of these poses where you can kind of just take some movement. So we're here for about 5 more breaths. So really try to get a little heavy into your pelvis. Bring your awareness to all those muscles in your hip area. Ask your muscles to relax. Two more breaths. So you can hang out here, or you can come up onto your left arm, bend your left knee, see if you can reach around with your right hand, and grab your foot and pull your foot towards your butt to stretch that left quad muscle. But if this hurts your knee or it hurts your shoulder or anything, please don't do it. Nice. And then gently, without snapping, release. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Pedal out, shake out. Nice. Now bring those hands a little closer together. Inhale, float your left leg up and back. And step your foot outside your left hand. Make some space. So you want your left heel on, left toes off at a diagonal. Yeah, and then arrange your body to wherever feels good here. So we have a few breaths. Avery, you can take this wherever you want to take it. And just try to make your pelvis a little heavy. Relax. Now, anytime if you're in a stretch, if your muscles shake, you don't want that. It's different when you're working out, like doing squats and things. Your muscles breaking down just a little is what you want. But if you're in a stretch, you want that stretch to be very easy on your body. If the shaking means that's your brain telling your body, no, you're trying to go too far. So just be nice, be careful, be nice. Take about 3 or 4 more breaths here. And if anytime you ever want to hold these poses longer, feel free to push the pause button and hold them longer. So hang out here. If you want to take that quad stretch, will this work for you on this side?
A little less, but a little bit more.
Does that hurt your knee? Okay. And also see how she's kind of opening up her shoulder here, how she turned her thumb up to grab the foot. That's a good way to do it. That's a safe way to do it. One more inhale here. And on your exhale, without snapping, released, make your way to downward dog. Nice. Walk your feet up to your hands. We're going to take Padahastasana. So take your feet nice and wide, a little wider than hip width, and then slide your hands underneath your feet. And again, this is just a wrist stretch, as well as a hamstring stretch. If that doesn't work, you can come out of the stretch, put the backs of your hands together. Give yourself some sort of counter stretch. Shoulders, your neck is relaxed. Weight is forward. She's pushing her toes down onto her wrist creases. Nice. And then release that. Bend your knees. Place your hands on your thighs. And then roll up from the mid-back. Yeah, all the way up. Beautiful. Roll the shoulders around a couple of times. And forward a couple of times. And then flex your left hand back behind you like this. Yeah. And then, so your fingers are flexed back, and take your right ear to your right shoulder. Soften. Don't forget to breathe, and then flex your right hand back. Just switch. Yeah, so you want your hand to be back here. And spring again, keep your belly, try not to arch your back. Excellent. Take an inhale and exhale. Release that. Go ahead and step out wide. Step your right foot out wide. So your toes are toward, so you're facing this way. Toes are toward the corners of the mat. A nice big wide stance. Take an inhale, reach up. And exhale, sink down. So that your shins are pretty much perpendicular to the mat, and you're using your glutes so that your knees come outward. Okay, and then just take the hands to the inner knees, really careful here, and push out. And maybe take a little bit of movement here. If you're stretching and moving your joints at the same time, it's really good for your joints. Nice. And then drop your right shoulder down. Push into the right knee and look over your left shoulder. Relax your toes. Nice. Take an inhale and exhale, switch. So you're twisting through, again, your thoracic spine. And since that part of your spine is attached to your ribs, it doesn't get much mobility. So this twist like these are really good. One more time to the left. Breathe. And to the right. Nice. And then through center, turn your toes toward the long end of the mat. Lift your hips. This is called Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. If you are very flexible, you'll want your feet to be closer together. If you're not, you want your feet maybe to be a little wider. But what you don't want is to be so wide that your inner knees start to collapse in. Again, great place for a block or a cushion or something to bring the floor a little closer to you. Your weight is tilting forward. Your low back is relaxed. Take an inhale. On your exhale, walk your hands over to the left leg. Take your right hand and reach across to the outer left leg. And then bend into your right knee. Yeah, you should feel that stretch all the way through. Do you feel that back there? Mm-hmm. Through kind of your lats. Nice. And switch sides. Again, if you want to hold the poses longer, feel free to pause. Grab the outer edge of the right leg and bend into the left knee, stretching that left lateral body. And then through center, take your hands underneath you, take a little halfway lift on your inhale, take your left hand down and sweep your right hand up. And then switch right hand down and left hand up. Open up through the chest, look up at that hand. And then come down. Take your hands to your hips with your elbows pointed. See how she has her pointed back? And then strong coast, so engage your belly and take a flat back. Come all the way up to standing. Take an inhale here. And exhale, step to the top of the mat. Nice. Inhale, Tadasana, sweep up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, fall all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. And then putting your knees on the mat. Inhale for cow pose. Exhale for cat pose. Nice. And then go ahead and just come to seated on the mat. Extend your legs and come all the way down onto your back. Keep your left leg nice and long. Pull your right knee in and give it a squeeze. Take an inhale. Now let's pull the right knee over to the right shoulder just to open up just a little bit. Yeah. And then supine twist across your body. Breathe into that shoulder, into your side body. Soften here. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, bring your knee back in, give it a squeeze. And then switch out. Extend your right leg, pull your left knee in, and pull that left knee over to your left shoulder just to give it a little opening. And then supine twist across your body. Start to release your controlled breath. Start to relax the muscles in your shoulders and your hips. Let the hands kind of curl up. Maybe close your eyes. So I'm going to talk you guys into Shavasana. We're going to stay in Shavasana for 3 or 4 minutes and I'll guide you out. If you want to be longer than that, just pause the button. Stay as long as you'd like. Go ahead and bring your left knee up and in again. Okay? And pull your right knee in to meet that left knee. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, bring your forehead to your knees and curl yourself into the most tiny ball possible. And make your way into Shavasana. So if you haven't been practicing or you don't know much about practicing, Shavasana is corpse pose. It is where you absorb all of the gifts of for your yoga practice. So maybe palms up, that kind of gives you the feeling of receiving. Palms down is more grounded. Let your legs relax. Let your body get heavy. So from here, take a nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, just relax every muscle and feel gravity pulling you down. Find some stillness. Do you want a blanket? Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you're ready to be guided out, start to bring your awareness back to your breath. And then inhale slowly. Exhale softly. Start to move your body, beginning with your toes and your fingers, moving inward, your wrists and your ankles, moving your legs a little and your arms. Reach over your head and give yourself a nice big full body stretch. And being mindful of your low back, bring the knees up, feet flat on the floor, and then bring your knees into your chest. Roll to the side that feels dominant. And if you can, keep your eyes closed. Use body awareness to press up to seated, facing the computer. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for allowing us to come into your homes to help you appreciate and deepen your yoga practice or start a practice. We will try to do this once a week until who knows how long. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. Namaste. Namaste. All right,
Follow.
Go ahead.
Okay, the spiel. Like, comment, subscribe to my mom's page. What is it, Mindy Fitness and Yoga or Yoga and Fitness?
Yoga and Fitness by Mindy.
Yoga and Fitness, okay, I'm close. And follow her on Instagram at KC, as in Kansas City, Mindy. Follow me on Instagram at AvesG101, AVESG101. We will post these, promote them on both of those, so follow both.
Yeah, and stay active and stay healthy.